Hello and welcome to the show that gives you insights, information, and a showcase of everything real estate. Thank you for joining us today. This is the Land and Property Diary, and I am your host, Kama Kawaida, Naomi Mbu. Now, to start us off, I want us to look at renewable energy. And I'm talking about biogas as a source of energy. Let's talk to Dom of Flexi Biogas, who will tell us the potential that biogas has in our homesteads. Please, let's go look for him. Hi, Dom.
Hi.
How
Hi,
are
Naomi.
you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
Welcome to
So
Biogas
good to see
International.
you.
Yeah, thank you.
What are we doing here?
This is
inspections.
Yes, this is our feedstock for one of our plants. We are generating energy out of what's considered a pest, when in fact it's a marvelous, it's a fantastic plant.
This is hyacinth.
This is water hyacinth. It's the best water filter on this planet.
Okay.
We are trying to change the narrative that it's a nasty plant and look at the benefits of it.
I think I need to take you to Kisumu. This is a headache. Kumbet is a wealth for you.
We are in Kisumu at Dunga Beach. We have a big operation there where we are managing water hyacinth.
Super. Maybe you can just start by telling us, what do you do?
What we primarily do is we develop solutions for challenges faced by the common farmer, by society. We're now working with municipal waste management. So we come from a conservation background where our focus is on how do we kill the dump sites and how do we clean the rivers. So biogas is our core business. We've developed a technology that basically will process any organic material, which means that we're not dependent on cow dung like conventional technologies. We can run on market waste, kitchen waste, agro waste from agro processors, water hyacinth, as you saw here, mathenge in north and southern Kenya, Prosopis juliflora is mathenge. Also cactus opuntia in Laikipia district.
Okay.
We are using that as a feedstock for biogas digesters. Okay. So basically our model is wherever there's people, there is water. Wherever there's water, something will grow. Whatever grows can be fed to biogas digesters. One of the biggest crises that the whole world is facing is energy. We are blessed with so much vegetation. Yes, our rainfall is being a bit upset at the moment, but invasive species are completely tolerant of droughts and what have you. So we have an abundance of energy sitting at our fingertips that we just need to start using.
Okay. Now, where I'm standing, I'm burning. And I don't know why I'm burning, but I want to understand the process of creating biogas because, as you've said, you need to use natural things to create this gas.
Yes.
Yeah, as opposed to different other ways that we'll talk about. But how do you create or how do you get biogas?
So what you need to do is put your feedstock into what's called an anaerobic environment in the absence of oxygen, and then it has to be an environment that has got the methogens, the microorganisms that produce methane, which is the reason you're making a digester is because you want the gas. The flammable gas in biogas is methane. So in our digesters, what we have is
This is a digester.
This is a biogas digester.
Okay. This is what has human waste, animal waste?
We run these purely on vegetable material and animal waste.
Or vegetable?
Yes.
Okay.
All kinds of vegetables, fruits, vegetables. The only thing we're resistant about putting in these is grass, because grass and fibrous items, because of the fibers take a very, very long time to digest. Okay. So you'd rather use things that are going to digest quickly and you get your gas.
How does it work? Tell me.
So you feed the system from here. The food goes in to the early stage. The system is sitting above the ground, so there's no digging.
It's not sunken. It's not sunken.
No.
Okay.
It's on the surface of the ground.
Okay.
It's housed in a greenhouse that really accelerates the fermentation rate. Similar, your body temperature and your stomach, there's a synergy between the temperature and the digestive process. So the warmer you can make the system, the faster it will ferment. Of course, you don't want to go too high. You don't want to go to pasteurizing because then you kill the microorganisms. So it works on biology. It's all about microorganisms.
Okay.
The first stage is hydrolysis, where the feedstock is liquefied. The second stage is the acidogen stage, where all the food turns acidic, just like in your stomach when you get, some people don't eat certain foods because of acidity. And then the acidity is neutralized before the food would go into your intestine. otherwise your intestine would burn. So there's the acritic stage where the acidity is neutralized, and then you have the methogen stage where the methane is now produced. That's why you're building a digester, is because you want the methane.
Okay.
Of course, there's carbon dioxide and what have you. We belch and nyamba nini, carbon dioxide, not so much methane.
Yeah.
But here, so the tube is capturing all of the gas.
Okay.
So
This tube.
No, this tube.
Oh,
the whole thing is considered a tube. So the liquid level is only up to this level. The rest is gas.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So you can feel that gas.
Yes.
Yeah. And that gives you enough pressure. When you turn this on, that gives you enough pressure to light your burner.
Okay.
So you don't need pumps and other things with the domestic system.
What you're saying, this is the whole process.
The whole process,
Everything is here.
Everything's there.
Okay.
You just feed it from here. It's totally hands off. You feed it from here. The biofertilizer comes out that end, goes to the farm. The gas comes out of the pipe, goes to the kitchen. So it really is a no-brainer.
Okay.
Turnkey technology.
Biofertilizer at that end goes to the farm that you're going to eventually again come and feed and continue the
food,
process.
the waste from the food that you grow will go back in here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I use cow dung or waste here?
You can use any waste, any biodegradable waste. I can show you a chart where you have the different classes of different volumes of gas versus with different feedstock versus the volumes of gas. I think it'll be very surprising to see, as much as everyone believes that cow dung has got the highest biogas potential, that's what has been entrenched in us since school days. Actually, it's got the lowest.
Is it?
Human dung and cow dung have got the lowest biogas potential.
So what has the highest potential?
If you look at the different classes, out of the animal dungs, cow dungs have got the lowest. Goats and sheep are there with the cows. Pigs have got the second lowest. Poultry has got the highest of the dungs.
What can I use this gas for? Because I know this gas is good for cooking, and as you say, people think that is the only thing you can do with this gas. What else can you do with biogas?
When you have one of the areas where we're trying to focus on is we throw away in Africa upwards of 40, 50, during the rainy season, even 60, 70% of what we grow. Because all the farmers are producing the same. We are basically rain dependent. So as soon as it starts raining, all the farmers are producing the same thing. The broker's going to buy peanuts because everyone's selling. And so they push the farmers right down to the bare minimum. Yeah, avocado is being sold for 1 shilling or 2 shillings, and they sell it in town for 40 shillings. So we are trying to get the farmers to look at how can they value add to their product. Why sell the avocados? Why not sell the avocado oil? Or why sell the milk? Why not sell yogurt? Why sell tomatoes? Why not sell tomato sauce or dried tomatoes? Or dried bananas or dried mango for a very, very long time.
For even economically.
Precisely.
Let's talk about transporting, because we all use the LPG gas or makaa. If not makaa, then we want to use firewood. Yes. Biogas. How am I able to use? Because Nairobi, we live in apartments.
Yes.
Can I carry my biogas from my farm into my house in an LPG mutungi?
Yes and no. Yes, you can. But the problem is the amount of gas you'll get into the mutungi at a safe pressure is only going to give you about 1 day's cooking, which means that every day you need to refill your cylinder, which doesn't make any sense at all. So that's why you have what we call CNG, or compressed natural gas cylinders. In this case, it would be compressed biomethane. The problem with that is the compressor is extremely expensive, and the whole process is extremely expensive to run. The cylinders, an empty cylinder weighs about 150 kilos. So moving the cylinders around is just totally impractical.
Yeah. What I'm getting from you is you advocate this to be used by people who live in farms and want to have to be efficient and sustainable.
For domestic systems, yes.
Yeah. And if you have space, cows, veggies, whatever it is.
Precisely. You will certainly find waste.
After this process, after the biodigester, there must be waste. And I've seen a few tanks that have stuff. Let us talk about this stuff. I don't know what this is.
I want you to delete that word waste from your vocabulary. There is no waste on this planet. There's a saying that says, waste is only waste when you waste it. So what comes out of this digester is actually more valuable than the biogas.
What comes out of the what comes out of this biodigester?
So we call it a biofertilizer. It is not a bioslurry like is what is seen in conventional systems. What comes out of our systems is literally, it's pure liquid.
That's water.
Yeah. It's water consistency. We've had it lab tested. It's got all of the nutrients and what have you that are very, very good for as a fertilizer. It also is an excellent insect repellent. When you spray it on the plants as a foliar feed, it's an excellent insect repellent.
If I'm to pump this to my little garden here,
Yeah.
is that sufficient for, do I need manure?
No.
This is rich enough
This is rich
to
enough.
take care of my plants.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. It is quite concentrated, so you don't want to keep on packing it on every day. You'll end up over nutrifying your soil. So you want to put it on maybe once a month as a top dressing, and we just mix it in with the irrigation water when you're irrigating.
I have taken note of your plants to sukuma wiki and spinach here. They're healthy and so big.
Yes.
I have a feeling I might have dinner tonight. I want us to go and look at the use, the biogas in use. I've seen it somewhere where they're using it. I want to have a look at that because seeing is believing. So now here you use biogas.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
It acts like any, like I can see on the tabletop. So it's just tabletop and gas connect.
Fire away. Have a go. Okay.
Whoa. All right. Is it more powerful than the normal gas?
The calorific value is very slightly lower because it has a very slight concentration, percentage of carbon dioxide.
Okay.
But otherwise, when it comes to cooking time, efficiency and what have you, it's basically identical to LPG.
Okay.
Yeah.
It doesn't smell anything like LPG, though it has a very distinctive...
It's got a very distinct... The smell you can smell is hydrogen sulfide. So it's got a very, very slight smell of... People say it smells like rotten eggs. I don't think it smells like rotten eggs.
What else do you use gas for?
Basically, as I said earlier, you can replace all forms of energy. What we do like to strive to encourage farmers to do is to use it for value adding to their farm produce. So here we are setting up dryers. So a lot of the gadgets and tools that we develop to use biogas actually come from users saying, can the biogas do this? Can the biogas do that? And we're like, why not? Why don't we develop a gadget to make it do that?
Okay.
So these are fridges that run on biogas.
Okay.
You light it from down there. This is the actual cooler, is the absorption cooler technology is up here. This is the engine for these type of coolers.
Okay.
And they will cool down to 0 or around 0 degrees.
You were talking about drying, and I want to see what you're talking about.
So here we have, this is a dryer that we've developed. It's a very, very efficient dryer. It works on what's called forced air drying, forced warm air drying. So you turn it on from over here. You light the gas here.
Okay.
This has got an auto shut-off system. So in case anything interrupts the gas and the gas goes off for any reason, it won't come on again without pressing the button.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's a safety feature built into the system. Now when it's on, we have blowers that are basically making the air circulate around and around. And then in here we have the drying trays.
You can use what? For beans, for coffee, for whatever. Fruits as well.
Yeah. Anything and everything you want. You can
Okay.
dry your shoes, you can dry clothes in here. But it's called, like I said, it's called a forced air dryer.
Okay.
The air is circulating around and around, and within 24 hours, everything is dry.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what you're
So
talking
it's
about
very,
value
very
addition. You're talking about
Precisely.
instead of wasting your fruit, bananas.
Yes. So
Is this it?
these are some dried fruits, different products. This is dried and powdered beetroot. This is dried pili-pilis. This is another variety of dried pili-pilis. So here we have dried herbs. So this is mint. The moment you can smell it, it's got a very, very nice scent.
Yeah.
So here we have dried bananas. Unfortunately, we are out of mangoes and out of pineapples. But these are some dried bananas.
Oh, super.
Yeah.
Sorry, I went ahead of you. The smell is so good. Smells like fresh banana, actually.
Exactly. And so you can dry them when they're super sweet, just before they're going bad. And when they come out, they're absolutely delicious.
This is a snack by itself.
Yeah, absolutely.
Crisps, in short.
Yeah.
Nice. Very nice. So it's still as nutritious as it was. There's no wastage. There's no food gone bad.
Exactly. And that can last in a sealed container, 6 months, a year even. And you can still fresh enough to eat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dom, this is very insightful and this has a lot of information. Of course, the people who would want to get to know more about Biogas, where can they find Biogas International?
So we have a website, www.biogas.co.ke. We're on Facebook. Flexi Biogas is our brand name. So if you just Google Flexi Biogas, it'll show up on Instagram, on Facebook, on all of the different social medias.
Super. Thank you. Thank you so much for your time.
The tour. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Those bananas are quite sweet. Let me take a break and I'll just jump on them a bit.
Sure.
Value addition, gas, renewable energy. I think these are things that we need to know when we're doing our construction or in our spaces that are sustainable. Let me take a short break. I'll be right back.